To help us decide who will be the winners of this year's Kalyan Barooah Award, we had a 5-member jury. Now I'd like to call upon members of the Northeast Media Forum and My Home India to felicitate our jury. Our first jury member is Mr. Achinta Bora, who is a senior journalist at PTI. I would like to call upon Gautam Bhattacharya, executive member of the Northeast Media Forum, to felicitate him. Achinta is not here. Okay, so we'll move on. I'd like to now call upon D.K. Chauhan, who is the treasurer of Northeast Media Forum, to felicitate Mosmi Chakravarti, our other jury member. She has been a former Director General of All India Radio. Next, Saraswat Goswami, of the who is an executive member of the Northeast Media Forum, will now felicitate Sandeep Phukan, who is a senior journalist of The Hindu. Okay, Gautam, can you please felicitate Sandeep? Siddharth is there? I'd like to now call upon Siddharth Bhattacharya, who is an executive member of the Northeast Media Forum, to felicitate Professor Sashwati Goswami, who, she's not here? Okay. Sachinda Ase? He's not here. Okay. We have, our jury is basically Mr. Achinta Bora, who is not present right now. Mosmi ma'am, who we have just felicitated right now. Sandeep Pukanda, who we also felicitated right now. The jury also comprises Professor Sashwati Goswami, who is the regional director of the Indian Institute of Mass Communication at Aizawl, and Mr. Sachin Gogoi, who is a senior journalist of the BBC. They are not present here, but when they come, we will introduce you to them once again. I would now like to call upon our chief guest, Justice Bhuiyan, to come and deliver his speech.
A very good evening to all my dear friends here, gathered here. Today, as I stand before you, I am both happy and there is also a tinge of sadness in me to attend this function for delivering the 3rd Kalyan Barooah Awards, Memorial Awards, to outstanding journalists. I am happy because it gives me an opportunity to relive the life of Kalyan, my dear friend. I'm sad because it brings in me a flood of memories of days gone by when I had spent considerable time with my dear friend Kalyan. We were from the same school in Don Bosco, Guwahati. If I remember correctly, he was 1 year junior to me in school. His house was also not very far away from my house. It was near the Nehru Stadium. Those familiar with the dense, sleepy town of Guwahati of the late 60s and early 70s would recollect this. My house was at it's still there, B and Das Lane, Ambari. And Kalyan's house was near the Nehru Stadium, less than half a kilometer away from my house. He lost his father quite early. Mother was there and his younger sister was there. It so happened that we all studied law together. We, both of us and others, we studied law together in the Government Law College. Then one day we came to know about the very untimely and unnatural demise of his beloved young sister. I still remember that morning, we rushed, me and my other friends, we had rushed to Kalyan's house. But he was quite composed. I was quite surprised to find he was quite composed. By the time his mother had also expired. Later on, of course, he married and shifted to Delhi. Then he got a job in Assam Tribune. While a student in the government law college, we had formed a formidable quiz team. He was a member of our quiz team. And I remember we have won two back-to-back first prizes. And one was in the Golden Jubilee of the Handy Girls College. Those who are familiar with Guwahati, they will know. Handy Girls College is a very reputed institution in the center of the city. And we had gone there and we had got the first prize there. Then after that, Kalyan shifted here, his marriage then. I remember that one day, he rang me up. This was in the later part of 2011, I think around September 2011. He said that while working in my office, he was by that time a very well-established journalist here in Delhi. I have come across a communication from the Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India, that your name has been recommended as a judge of the Guwahati High Court. This is September 2011. This is how I got the information that my name was being cleared by the Government of India. That not only nowadays, appointment of judges take time, during those days also it used to take time. In my case, it took almost a year's time to fructify. Thereafter also I met Kalyan on very many occasions. It's unfortunate that while I was a judge in the Bombay High Court, this COVID pandemic broke out. And one day information came to me that unfortunately both Kalyan and his wife were in the ICU, struggling with COVID. I myself, my wife, my daughter, we all had suffered COVID. We were also confined to our flat in Mumbai. And then it came to us that his wife passed away. We felt very sad. And next day the news came that he himself passed away. It was so tragic, actually. And then this is how life is. I think that was about, that's 2020, I think. Now we have almost 5 years have gone by. But Kalyan Barooah continues to live amongst us. I still remember his jovial nature, his innocent smile, and his ability to be friends with all people. This Kalyan Barooah Awards, I am told, have been instituted in the memory of late Kalyan Barooah, an eminent journalist and a respected voice from the Northeast, whose lifelong dedication to ethical journalism and issues of national importance continues to inspire generations. This award is conferred upon eminent journalists, eminent individuals who have contributed significantly to the field of journalism, upholding values of truth, integrity, public service, and an unwavering commitment to society. Kalyan Barooah spent 3 decades in the field of journalism. Subject to corrections, he served 2 terms as a member of the Press Council of India, was the Joint Secretary of the Press Association, and was an active member of the Northeast Media Forum. He was also elected as the Managing Committee of the Press Club of India. As I said, Kalyan Barooah was the special correspondent of Assam Tribune in New Delhi. He was known for his sharp reporting and deep understanding of issues that shaped both the Northeast and the nation. Friends, I have no hesitation in saying that as a judge of the Constitutional Court, there are certain issues which are very dear to me. The first and foremost is the right to free speech. Freedom of speech and expression includes the freedom of the press. In India, we don't have a separate fundamental right for the press or the journalist, but it is traceable to Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. Journalism is not about newspapers, television, or digital platforms. It's about the connection between truth and the people who need truth. We are navigating times where technology moves faster than our understanding of it, where content spreads globally in seconds, and where the very nature of how we share and consume information is constantly changing. Yet, amidst all this flux, certain values remain timeless, eternal. The commitment to ethical journalism, the dedication to amplifying voices from the margins, and the unwavering belief in serving the public interest. These aren't just ideals to admire. They are principles we must actively protect and practice. In every era, regardless of the medium or the technology, the true measure of journalism lies in whether it serves the truth and upholds the public good. Our founding fathers, led by Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, he has gifted us a wonderful document, the Constitution of India. I would say it is a very transformative document in the sense that it has given voice to the voiceless. It has brought people who were on the margins or beyond the margins into the mainstream. It has transposed a highly feudal society practicing graded inequality into a forward-looking, modern, progressive society. This Constitution not only lays down the framework of our democracy, but also guarantees the fundamental rights that protects our freedoms, including the freedom of speech and expression, which is the lifeblood of journalism. These rights empower every citizen to question the authorities, to seek accountability from institutions, public institutions, and to participate meaningfully in public life. Friends, right to know is a basic right of citizens of a free country like ours. In today's world, in today's India, this right has assumed greater importance and urgency. People don't want information just for the sake of it. They need it to make informed choices. An informed citizenry is the foundational pillar of a participatory democracy. Without an informed citizenry, there can't be democracy. To hold institutions accountable. Freedom of expression, one of the most cherished values of any democracy, isn't only about speaking. It is also about being able to receive information from diverse and reliable sources. In that sense, the freedom of the press becomes a living expression of the people's right to know. Nowadays, various queries about information, about right to know, are not being furnished. I will not go into details, citing that it will breach privacy. I can only say, right to privacy is also a fundamental right. Through judicial decision making, it has come. Right to information is also a fundamental right. There is no conflict between the two. Right to privacy on the one hand and right to privacy. If I may use the expression, there is no antinomy between the two. Both are important. Both are essential if democracy has to survive in the sense in which we understand the expression. People must be free to question, debate, and examine issues touching their lives. Journalists must ask questions, seek accountability from institutions. In this regard, I can say that the regional press or the regional medium has to a great extent been able to uphold these principles of journalism, unlike the so-called national media or the national mainstream. In fact, I can tell you, since last 3 years, I have stopped watching television. We don't watch. Myself, my wife, my daughter, we don't watch television. This has reached this level. Whatever news or information we need to get, we just open up the YouTube and get the information. I don't watch TV. Question is, a true journalist is expected to ask questions from the authority. A journalist, what is solved, should ask himself whether or herself whether she's doing that or not. If not, why? Of course, I must be candid. Individual journalists, they face serious issues. One is the contempt of court, the fear of the contempt of court. And the other is filing of multiple complaints, criminal complaints all across the country, particularly those connected with national channels or newspapers. They face this problem. And this has been weaponized as a tool to not only harass the journalist, but to make them toe the line. Imagine a Mofussil journalist facing a criminal complaint in a district court in Assam. And after 1 month, he faces a similar complaint in a district court in UP. Next month, he has to travel to Kerala to face a criminal complaint. He has to go to Maharashtra. This is a real issue which needs to be discussed. I'm quite astonished as to why the journalist fraternity has not discussed this issue so far and made demands before the authority or even filed a writ before the Supreme Court for whatever it's worth. For example, in criminal FIRs, for the same information, from the same allegation, if there are multiple FIRs in different stations, the courts have adopted a via media that all the subsequent FIRs should be tagged with the first FIR. In fact, when Arnab Goswami, I was then in Bombay, he was there also at that time. Some people call him journalists. In fact, my bench, I was sitting with Justice, I forgot his name, we granted bail to him. It was a virtual hearing. State of Maharashtra government had lodged an FIR against him for inflammatory reporting, citing Section 153A of the Indian Penal Code, and he was about to be arrested. He was represented by Harish Salve from Delhi, from London. The state of Maharashtra was represented by Kapil Sibal from Delhi, and we were sitting in uh, Bombay. We granted bail. So in that case, no, that is besides the point. Issue is, he had faced multiple FIRs. So ultimately, Supreme Court, in a bench headed by Justice Chandrachud, he was not then the CGI, he directed that all FIRs should be clubbed together with the first FIR. And accordingly, the first FIR, which was in Mumbai, so all other FIRs were tagged with that, and accordingly, all the investigation were centralized in one police station. So this can also be an issue. This can also be a guidance that in case of multiple criminal complaints faced by a journalist, they can move an application on their behalf by the association or the journalists union, that all the complaints, instead of journalists running around from one place to another, they all can be clubbed together in one particular, in the first place where the first complaint was filed. The management also to a certain extent will support the individual journalist. But beyond a point, I doubt whether the management will go the whole hog to support the journalist. I won't take much long. I'll just end by referring to one of my judgments, very recent judgment, delivered along with Justice Oak. OKA, many pronounce him as Oka, but the pronunciation is Oak. It was a case filed by ANI before the Delhi High Court. Petition was filed by ANI, Smita Prakash and her company. They filed a petition before the Delhi High Court saying that in the social media page of Wikipedia, adverse comments have been made against her, saying that she is not a journalist, she is an agent of the ruling party, and this and that. So she filed a petition before the Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court, the single judge, passed an interesting order. He said that this page, social media page, should be deleted, and not only that, please disclose the name of the editors also to the court. Against this, Wikimedia filed an appeal before the division bench of the Delhi High Court. Now, while the matter was being heard by the division bench, there was a discussion in the social media page of Wikipedia saying that this amounts to gagging the media. Seeking the names of editors is a dangerous trend. A journalist has the immunity. He can't be forced to disclose his sources. And virtually amounts to censorship. This kind of order, directing taking down of pages, amounts to censorship. So the division bench, in addition to the earlier orders of the single judge, directed that this conversation should also be taken down, and threatened initiation of contempt proceedings. It was at that stage that Wikipedia came to the Supreme Court. So in this judgment, Wikimedia Foundation versus ANI, this has been authored by me. We said we need not go into the nitty-gritty of this. I said that it is not the duty of the court, it is not the job of the court to tell the media, take down that, delete this page, delete that page. We said that it is every organization, every institution needs introspection for improvement, and that includes the judiciary. In India, we have an open court system. Nowadays, court proceedings are webcast live. A citizen can watch what is going on in the court. Long ago, it was said that sunlight is the best disinfectant. An open court proceeding will ensure that judicial arbitrariness judicial, whimsical decision making are kept at the minimum. So we said that it is the duty of the journalists or the media to discuss all issues, even issues which are sub judice before the court. And court should not take any offense if there is discussion by the media on even sub judice matters. And I said that both the judiciary and the media are the foundational pillars of democracy, which is a basic feature of our right. Democracy is not about periodical voting, periodical elections. Democracy is a way of life. Democracy is respect for fellow human being. Democracy is public reasoning, which is essential for participatory democracy. For a liberal democracy to thrive, both judiciary and media are essential. They complement each other. They are not antagonistic to each other. So both must protect each other. My best wishes to the Northeast Media Foundation. My congratulations to all the awardees. You sincerely deserve this award, and I'm sure these awards will carry the message of the life of my friend Kalyan to various corners of the Northeast from where you hail. Northeast is mini India. Let us celebrate our diversity. The other day I had spoken about celebrating diversity. Let us celebrate our diversity. Let us celebrate the idea of India, the India that we all cherish, the India of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, when he said, where the mind is held high and where there is reason, where there is no narrow domestic walls. Let us strive for such a society. Journalists have an important role to play in this regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring speech. I would like to now call upon the President of the Northeast Media Forum to felicitate Justice Bhuiyan with a memento. I'd like to now call upon Pranjal, General Secretary of the Northeast Media Forum, to felicitate our Judge Sandeep Hukan with a memento. I'd like to call upon Siddharth Bhattacharya, Executive Member of the Northeast Media Forum, to felicitate Maushami Chakravarti with a memento. Another member of the jury, Sachin Gogoi, has now joined us. I'd like to call upon Pranjal to felicitate him with a memento and a riha. Siddharth, Pranjal has a This year's Lifetime Achievement Award has been given to Mona Lisa Chankiza. She is an editor of the Nagaland page, and there is not much introduction that she needs for all of us from the Northeast. She's one of the few women faces in the Northeast that has run a newspaper and has had a fearless voice in her professional career. We are going to now listen to her words of acceptance as she's not available to take the prize today from us.
Esteemed members of the Northeast Media Forum and my home India, members of the jury and friends, greetings from Nagaland. I apologize for my inability to be present in your midst this afternoon. However, I hope that this short video will make up for my absence. I am deeply grateful to the Northeast Media Forum and my home India and greatly honored for the distinction you have bestowed on me by way of the Lifetime Achievement Award on the occasion of the third annual Kalyan Barooah Awards for Journalism 2025. This is indeed an a very exceptional occasion that must be celebrated as it commemorates an equally exceptional human being and journalist, Kalyan Barooah. This makes it even more special for me because Kalyan Barooah epitomizes the rarest of human beings and a journalist par excellence. To late Kalyan goes the credit for bringing Assam and the rest of the Northeast to the consciousness of the country's movers and shakers in numerous fields through the kind of journalism that encompasses political, social, and cultural issues as major components of why, what, where, when, and how what happens or doesn't happen. Kalyan's journalism understands and underscores the fact that journalism doesn't happen in a vacuum, or journalism isn't confined only to the constricted corridors of political, economic, and social power centers. Kalyan Barooah was not only an anchor to the young Northeastern journalists of print and electronic media, but also their home, their safe and learning space. While being so, he, along with his wife, who was also a journalist, nurtured the Northeastern media community and those who lived, worked, and visited Delhi, not least those who needed his help in numerous ways. Further, he was also the first, perhaps the only, port of call for parliamentarians and others in governance on matters noticed. Such was his encyclopedic knowledge of our region. That Kalyan was a founding father of the Northeast Media Forum, then is then a natural corollary to his nature and profession, for indubitably he envisaged a solid northeastern media core in the capital, the center of power in the country. Particularly as journalist, our homage to him now and always would be to further and strengthen his vision, nurture our young journalists, and ensure that they become the voice of the Northeast assertively and unambiguously. Journalism is not for the faint hearted, nor is it just another profession, least of all a glamorous one. It takes toil, tears, and tribulations, has also a tremendous amount of study and research to shoulder our journalistic responsibilities. Most of all, it takes the kind of personal and professional ethics that cannot and will not be compromised at any cost. Kalyan Barooah exemplified this kind of personal and professional ethics, and young journalists would go far by walking on his footsteps. Today, there are many attractions and distractions, as also constraints for journalists to lose sight of the goalpost. This is where personal and professional ethics come to the rescue and provide the solid ground for journalistic objectives and practices. No doubt, shouldering journalistic responsibilities in the heart of the country's power and governance is an overwhelming tough task. Being a journalist in the Northeast is also no less an uphill climb, though of a different kind, because in this region we have to deal with several political, economic, social, and cultural power centers. It is both walking on a tightrope as well as walking on live embers. Yet we carry on, often unheard and unheralded, sometimes falteringly, because of our unshakable faith in democracy and in the ethos and essence of the Fourth Estate, the aspired benefits of which the Northeast so direly needs and deserves. So, journalism is a vocation that never gives up on faith and hope. Therefore, once and all, we plod on with our vocation in the Northeast, and thanks to Kalyan Barooah, we know we had an anchor and a voice in the country's capital. My faith, my hope, and my prayer is that Northeastern journalist stationed at Delhi will continue his legacy vigorously as a way of remembering him always, thereby serving the Northeast. While with great joy and gratitude I accept the acknowledgement of my over 40 years of journalism, it is with, it is with greater humility that I accept the Northeast Media Forum and my home India Lifetime Achievement Award for Journalism 2025. Thank you.
While she could not join us today, Mona Lisa's sister-in-law, Madam Kala Zudi, is here with us to receive the award. I'd now like to call upon Justice Mia to hand over the award to her. I'd also like to call upon Sunil ji to hand over the check to her. Now we move on to the other part of the awards. We have 3 award categories, one for excellence of journalism in the Northeast region in the print category. We have an award in the digital category, and we have another in the digital category as well. The award for the Kalyan Barooah Award 2025 for the print category goes to Amal Goswami. He is a chief staff reporter of Dainik Janambhumi in Assam. I'd like to call him to come on stage to receive the award. The award, the Kalyan Barooah Award 2025 for the electronic category goes to Kshetri Mayum Premchand. He is the chief reporter of SKTV News in Imphal. I'd like to ask him to call upon stage to receive the award. The Kalyan Barooah 2025 award for the digital media goes to Mr. Mridul Kumar Hendik of Pratidin Digital, Assam. I'd like to ask him to come up on stage to receive the award. We also have a special mention this year. I'd like to call upon senior journalist Manas Banerjee to come on stage to receive this special award that we have for him. नहीं सर. I would now like to call upon Sunil Deodhar ji, founder of My Home India, to give us a speech on this occasion.
मंच पर विराजमान माननीय न्यायाधीश उज्ज्वल भुइयां जी और मेरे मित्र और नॉर्थ ईस्ट मीडिया फोरम के अध्यक्ष संजीव बरुआ जी, उनकी सारी टीम, जो सिलेक्शन कमेटी थी उसके सभी सदस्य, जिनको अवार्ड मिला वो सभी अवार्डीज़ और उनके सभी मित्र, नॉर्थ ईस्ट पर प्रेम करने वाले दिल्ली के कुछ नागरिक यहाँ हैं वो सभी, और पूर्वोत्तर के सभी पत्रकार बहनों और भाइयों, माय होम इंडिया इस संस्था की स्थापना 20 वर्ष पहले हमने की। 9 दिसंबर, जस्ट 2 days बैक, वी सेलिब्रेटेड 20th फाउंडेशन डे ऑफ माय होम इंडिया। अभी सिर्फ 20 साल और 2 दिन हुए हैं। ये संस्था क्यों बनाई? इस संस्था को बनाने के पहले अगर हम नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों को पूरे देश भर में जो ट्रीटमेंट मिलती थी उसको अगर याद करेंगे तो इस संस्था के स्थापना का महत्व समझ में आएगा। चेहरे का अलगाव होने के कारण, देश की पूरी जानकारी न होने के कारण, अलग चेहरे के लोग हमारे देश में भी रहते हैं, हमारे देश के भी नागरिक हैं, ये मालूम न रहने के कारण, और पूर्वोत्तर भारत को स्वतंत्रता से लेकर दशक के पीछे दशक, डिकेड्स आफ्टर डिकेड्स पास्ट, बट नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया कुड नॉट गेट द रेज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट फ्रॉम सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड नॉर्थ ईस्ट वॉज डिप्राइव्ड। तो जब डिप्राइव्ड था, लोगों को वहाँ पर महीनों महीने कॉलेजेस बंद है, रोड ब्लॉकेड्स है, आंदोलन चल रहे हैं, बाद में वो आंदोलन का इंसर्जेंसी, फिर आतंकवाद, ये सारा शुरू हो गया। इनसिक्योर लाइफ होने के बाद कोई भी माँ बाप अपने बच्चों को वहाँ पढ़ने के लिए या जॉब करने के लिए रखना नहीं चाहता था। तो जो अफोर्ड कर सकता था वो उसको भेज देता था दिल्ली, बेंगलोर, मुंबई, चेन्नई, अपना देश समझ के कि ये देश हमारा देश है। चलो एजुकेशन हमें नहीं मिलता है नागालैंड में तो हम भेजेंगे मुंबई में जाकर एजुकेशन लेगा, एजुकेशन नहीं मिलता है मिजोरम में तो हम भेजेंगे उसको बेंगलोर में जाकर पढ़ेगा। दिल्ली में तो लाखों बच्चे आए, वो तो इस देश को अपना देश समझ के आए। लेकिन यहाँ आने के बाद उनको ट्रीटमेंट क्या मिला? एक बात मैं बहुत स्पष्टता से बताता हूँ कि 90% नॉर्थ ईस्ट के जो यूथ आए थे उनको बहुत अच्छा ट्रीटमेंट मिला, कोई प्रॉब्लम फेस नहीं करना पड़ा। लेकिन 10% बहुत बड़ी संख्या होती है कि जिनको चेहरे के अलगाव से चिनकी चिनकी करके चिढ़ाना, चेहरे के अलगाव से किसी को बताना कि ये तो नेपाली है, ये तो सिंगापुर से है, ये जापान से आया है। और फिर कोई ताजमहल में टूरिस्ट पहुंचता है नॉर्थ ईस्ट का तो लाइन में खड़े हुए व्यक्ति को बताया जाता है कि ये फॉरेनर्स की लाइन उधर है, वहां जाकर टिकट लो, आप तो इंडियन नहीं हो। और आप 70s, 80s, 90s याद कीजिए, कहाँ आपके पास आधार कार्ड था, कहाँ आप लाइसेंस लेकर घूमते थे, फ्लाइट में भी जाते थे तो आप आइडेंटिटी नहीं दिखाते थे, कोई आइडेंटिटी कार्ड नहीं था। कौन लेकर घूमता था आइडेंटिटी? कैसे एस्टेब्लिश करे कि भैया हम नागालैंड के हैं, भैया हम मिजोरम के हैं, हम असम के हैं, मेघालय के हैं, त्रिपुरा के हैं, हम आदि है, हम आपातानी है, हम इतनी सारी जनजातियां, उन जनजातियों के नाम भी मालूम नहीं थे लोगों को। और ऐसे अपमान होने के बाद, दिल टूटने के बाद जब वापस जाते थे तो वहां ऐसी शक्तियां बैठी हुई थी जिनको नॉर्थ ईस्ट को भारत से तोड़ना था। फिर वो उनको बताते थे, हम तो पहले ही बता रहे हैं ये इंडिया आपका नहीं है, आप क्यों गए वहां पर, छोड़ो हम इंडिया से अलग होकर अलग देश बनाते हैं। और फिर वो बहक जाते थे और उनके चुंगल में फंस जाते थे। दे वेर ट्रैप्ड बाय दीज इंसर्जेंट ग्रुप्स और सो कॉल्ड टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस। और फिर ये समस्या गंभीर हो जाती थी। इसको मैंने रियलाइज किया व्हेन आई स्टेड इन शिलोंग फॉर 8 years. I saw hundreds of students coming back, not completing their education, and some student is coming because he was ragged in his college and no one is there to make friendship. He is feeling lonely. कोई आता है उसको वहाँ अच्छा नहीं लगता है, भाषा नहीं आती है, हजारों कारणों से लोग वापस आ रहे थे। तब मेरे मन में विचार आया कि पूरे देश भर में एक ऐसा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एक ऐसी सिस्टम होनी चाहिए कि देशवासियों को पहले नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्या है ये बताना चाहिए। नॉर्थ ईस्ट में कितनी भाषाएं हैं, कितनी वेशभूषाएं हैं, कितने लोग हैं, कितनी सुंदरता है, ये सारा बताना चाहिए। नॉर्थ ईस्ट हमारे देश का एक बहुत रिच कल्चर और रिच लोगों का, मन से, अपने चरित्र से बहुत अच्छे लोगों का, हमारे ही देश का एक ऐसा स्थान है जिसकी अरुणाचल में जाएंगे तो रुक्मिणी रुक्मंगत की कहानी बताएगी कि 5000 साल से हम हैं। आप अगर जाएंगे मणिपुर में तो उलुपी चित्रांगदा की कहानी बताएगी कि तांगखुल हो या मैतेई हो, हम सब हजारों साल से भारतीय है। मेघालय में जाएंगे तो मौसिन राम बताएगा, माउ शोंग उराम, एक ऐसा पत्थर जहां प्रभु रामचंद्र आकर बैठकर गए थे। और फिर जयंतिया बताएंगे कि जुड़वा बच्चे होते हैं तो हम नाम राम लखन रखते हैं, और जुड़वा लड़कियां होती है तो हम नाम दुर्गा गंगा रखते हैं। कहीं कार्बी जनजाति बताएंगे हम सुग्रीव के वंशज है, कहीं डिमासा बताएंगे कि हम हिडिंबा के वंशज है। तो ये सारी रामायण महाभारत से जुड़ा हुआ भारत का हिस्सा उतना ही भारत का है जितना महाराष्ट्र भारत का है, जितना दिल्ली भारत का है, जितना चेन्नई भारत का है। और इसलिए ये बताना जरूरी था, जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम में नहीं बताया, और दुर्भाग्य से देश भर के जर्नलिस्टों ने भी नहीं बताया, क्योंकि वो सब अपने अपने एरिया तक ही मर्यादित थे। उनको भी मालूम नहीं था नॉर्थ ईस्ट क्या है, इतना अज्ञान था। तब मैंने माय होम इंडिया के माध्यम से सबसे पहले हजारों अवेयरनेस के प्रोग्राम्स किए। मैंने खुद 2000 से ज़्यादा अवेयरनेस के प्रोग्राम्स में भाषण दिए। जब इंटरनेट नहीं था, जब सोशल मीडिया नहीं था, आपकी बात लाखों लोगों तक पहुंचाने का जरिया नहीं था, तब एक एक गांव, शहर शहर, कॉलेज जाकर माय होम इंडिया के लोगों ने सबसे पहले अवेयरनेस क्रिएट करने का काम किया। अवेयरनेस करने के बाद लोगों ने पूछा ठीक है फिर हमने क्या करना चाहिए। तो हमने बताया देखो आपके शहर में नॉर्थ ईस्ट के बच्चे, उनसे दोस्ती करो, दिवाली में उनको बुलाओ, फराल के लिए घर बुलाओ, उगादी में बुलाओ, पोंगल में बुलाओ, ओणम में बुलाओ, होली में उनको साथ में खेलने के लिए बताओ, उनका क्रिसमस यहाँ पर मनाओ, उनका बिहू यहाँ पर आप मनाओ। वो बेचारे हॉल ढूंढते कि हमको एक हॉल चाहिए जहाँ पर प्रोग्राम करना है, हमें कोई स्पॉन्सर चाहिए, हमें फुटबॉल खेलने के लिए। इन छोटी छोटी चीज़ों में उनको आप सामने आकर मदद करो। कर्नाटक में रहने वाले कन्नड़ लोग वहाँ के नॉर्थ ईस्ट की आबादी को ओन करेंगे, ये हमारे लोग हैं, हम उनके साथ खड़े रहेंगे। तमिलनाडु में रहने वाले तमिल, उनको अपने साथ जोड़ लेंगे। महाराष्ट्र में मराठी जोड़ेगा, दिल्ली में पंजाबी, जाट, गुज्जर अपने आप जोड़ेगा कि हाँ ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट का है, कोई पराया नहीं हमारे साथ। अन्याय होते थे, पुलिस स्टेशन में सुनवाई नहीं होती थी, हम दौड़कर जाते थे और उनको जाकर उनकी कंप्लेंट दर्ज करवाते थे। यहाँ पर कितनी सारी दुर्घटनाएं दिल्ली में हुई है, हमने उनको न्याय देने का काम किया है। छोटे छोटे बच्चे कहीं जॉब करते हैं, उनका 20-25 हज़ार का सैलरी है 3 महीने का, और वो जो पार्लर वाला है या जहाँ जॉब करते हैं वो बता दे जाओ नहीं देने वाले, 3 महीने से सैलरी नहीं दिया, जा तू वसूल कर ले। अब ये सिक्किम का लड़का किससे जाके वसूल करेगा, उसको कौन आएगा, उसके लिए 20,000 बड़ी बात है। हाँ, माय होम इंडिया का कोई लोकल व्यक्ति सामने जाकर बैठता था और बताया भैया इसकी सैलरी दे दो, और ऐसे हजारों लोगों की हमने सैलरी हमने रिकवर करके दी है। हमारे पास कई सारे मेडिकल हेल्पलाइंस है, हमने आज तक 1.25 लाख लोगों को मेडिकल हेल्पलाइन दी है। ऐसे ही सारे सेवा के काम करते करते फिर हम लोगों ने इवेंट्स करना शुरू किया। मैं आपको इनवाइट करता हूं अगले साल के उज्जवल जी, नेस्ट फेस्ट, नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टूडेंट्स फेस्टिवल हम हर साल करते हैं दिल्ली में, 8 साल से कर रहे हैं। और इस साल जो नेस्ट फेस्ट हमने किया था उसमें 19,000 लोगों ने रजिस्ट्रेशन किया, जबकि तालकटोरा की कैपेसिटी सिर्फ 3-3.5 हज़ार की। 2 दिन के इस इवेंट में फुटफॉल था। हमारे पास पूरा रजिस्ट्रेशन डेटा है जिसमें से 7-8 हज़ार हम लोकल लोगों को भी बुलाते हैं, क्योंकि सबका एक साथ मिंगलिंग होना चाहिए। इस तरह से इवेंट्स हमने करना शुरू किया। इतना सुंदर खाना है, मैं तो इतना फ़ैन हूँ, मैं तो सब कुछ खाता हूँ। मैं गाहुरी खाता हूँ तो यहाँ लोग बहुत मुझे क्रिटिसाइज करते। संजीव दा बोले सुनील दा गाहुरी बनाई, हम आएंगे खाने के लिए, तो हम तो बनाते हैं, मुझे कोई समस्या नहीं है। खाने पीने से कोई देशद्रोही नहीं होता है और खाने पीने से कोई अलग भी नहीं होता है, सब लोग एक ही रहते हैं। खाना पीना हो, भाषा हो, जैसे उज्जवल जी आपने बहुत अच्छा बताया कि विविधता हमने सेलिब्रेट करनी चाहिए। मैं कहता हूँ विविधता क्या है? विविधता हमारा वीकनेस नहीं है, विविधता हमारी शक्ति है, हमारी स्ट्रेंथ है। हमारी दुनिया में इतनी ज़्यादा विविधता और किसी देश में नहीं है, इसका हमें गर्व होना चाहिए। और ये बिल्कुल उसी बगीचे की तरह है कि बगीचे के नीचे जो मिट्टी है, जो पानी है, वहाँ मिलने वाला ऑक्सीजन या बाकी वायु है, वहाँ अवेलेबल मिनरल्स है, ये सारे सेम है एक ही बगीचे में। लेकिन उसमें से निकलने वाले जो फूल के अलग अलग पेड़ पौधे हैं, उनको आने वाले फूलों के कलर्स अलग अलग है, उनका ओडर, उनकी खुशबू, उनका स्मेल अलग है, और उनका आकार, साइज अलग है, उनका प्रकार अलग है। वहाँ उगने वाले फलों के रस अलग है, उनके गंध अलग है, उनका स्वाद अलग है, लेकिन जड़ में मिट्टी एक है। सिमिलरली हमारे पूरे भारतवर्ष में, जिसको श्रीमंत शंकर देव जी ने भी भारत भूमि कहा हुआ है, अपने अनेक उद्धरणों में शंकर देव जी ने कहा हुआ है। और ऐसे में नॉर्थ ईस्ट के कई सारे किस्से बता सकता हूं कि जो बताते हैं कि हम हिंदुस्तानी है, उसमें मैं नहीं जाऊंगा। लेकिन हम लोग सब लोग एक है, जड़ में जीवन जो है सब भारतीय है। ये समझकर सारे भारतवासियों ने अपने जगह पर रहने वाले बाकी राज्यों के लोगों के साथ सम्मान का व्यवहार करना चाहिए, उनको हर्ट नहीं करना चाहिए। मेक देम फील एट होम, दैट इज वाई इट इज माई होम इंडिया, ये नाम हमने दिया। और जब भारत कहता है वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, the whole world is one family, we all agree, लेकिन ये दुनिया को बताने का मॉरल राइट हमें तभी मिलेगा जब हम हमारे देश के अंदर चेहरे के अलगाव से झगड़ना बंद करेंगे, नदियों के पानी को लेकर राज्य झगड़ना बंद करेंगे, भाषा के कारण झगड़ना बंद करेंगे, जाति पाति के कारण झगड़ना बंद करेंगे, लिंग भेद के कारण झगड़ना बंद करेंगे, खुद के घर में रहेंगे एक परिवार, तो दुनिया को बता सकते हैं कि हम सब दुनिया एक परिवार है। इसलिए कम से कम भारत में हम एक परिवार रहे, इसलिए माय होम इंडिया। तो हम लोगों ने अवार्ड फंक्शंस चालू किए, वन इंडिया अवार्ड चालू किया। उज्जवल जी, वन, ONE, ONE, वन इज एब्रिविएशन ऑफ अवर नॉर्थ ईस्ट। अवर नॉर्थ ईस्ट शब्द का पहला पहला अक्षर उठाकर एक करते तो वो वन हो जाता है। तो वन इंडिया, दैट इज अवर नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया। इंडिया कैनॉट बी वन विदाउट अवर नॉर्थ ईस्ट। और इस भावना से नॉर्थ ईस्ट में गली गली में, पहाड़ों के अंदर जाकर जिन्होंने काम किया, ऐसे लोगों को खोज खोज कर हम लोगों में मुंबई में लाया और वन इंडिया अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया। Since 2010 till 2025 we have awarded 16 people with One India award, and I am proud to tell you, out of them 3 people were later given by government Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan. हमने अवार्ड, मतलब हमारा सिलेक्शन कितना सही था। हमने बिरूबाला राभा को लेकर आए मुंबई में, उनको अवार्ड दिया, और बड़े लोगों को बुलाकर उनको, उनका बड़कपन लोगों को मालूम नहीं है। बड़ा व्यक्ति अवार्ड देने आता है, उसका बड़कपन मालूम है। तो एक के बड़कपन के कारण दूसरे का बड़कपन दुनिया के सामने लाना, ये हमने अवार्ड फंक्शन। फिर दिल्ली में हमने कर्मयोगी अवार्ड चालू किया, और वो भी 15 अवार्ड्स होकर गए। गुवाहाटी के दीपक बरठाकुर जी को हमने दिया, जादव पायेंग जी को हमने कर्मयोगी अवार्ड दिया, लाल थलेंग लियाना जी को मिजोरम से हमने वन इंडिया अपने कर्मयोगी अवार्ड दिया। टिप्पणीस करके कैप्टन थे जो मणिपुर में रिटायर होने के बाद या वॉलंटरी रिटायरमेंट लेकर तांखुल महिला से शादी करके सारा जीवन उखरुल डिस्ट्रिक्ट के सेवा में उन्होंने लगाया, तो उनको हमने यहाँ पर कर्मयोगी अवार्ड दिया। ऐसे ढूंढ ढूंढ कर हम लोगों ने अवार्ड देना चालू किया। ऐसे समय में नॉर्थ ईस्ट के जर्नलिस्ट के साथ मेरी दोस्ती हो गई, और इस दोस्ती का एक बहुत प्यारा हिस्सा था स्वर्गवासी कल्याण बरुआ। और इतना दिल से अच्छा आदमी और इतना साफ मन का आदमी, मितभाषी कहते हैं हम लोग हिंदी में, ज़्यादा न बोलने वाला, कम बोलने वाला। आप कभी बैठेंगे तो घंटों गपशप, वो बड़बड़ बड़बड़ कर रहा है, ऐसा कभी नहीं होगा। वो बहुत कम बोलता था, और मैं हमेशा उनके बारे में बोलता था ये कलरलेस जर्नलिस्ट है। पानी रे पानी तेरा रंग कैसा, जिसमें मिला दो लगे उस जैसा। वैसे नहीं, वो पानी का रंग कैसा है तो गंगा गए गंगादास, जमुना गए जमुनादास, असम गण परिषद वाले के पास गए तो उसकी बजाना चालू किए, कांग्रेस वाले के पास गए तो उसकी बजाना चालू किए। ऐसा नहीं, कल्याण बरुआ कभी भी किसी के प्रति इंक्लाइंड नहीं रहता था। वो अगर इंक्लाइंड रहते थे तो सिर्फ ट्रुथ के प्रति इंक्लाइंड रहते थे, और उन्होंने सारा जीवन एक आइडियल जर्नलिस्ट के नाते जिया है, जो मैंने अपनी आंखों से 12 साल एक्सपीरियंस किया है। जिस 12 साल में मेरी 8-9 बार मुलाकात हुई, लेकिन मेरे लिए उतना काफ़ी था उस व्यक्ति को रीड करना। दुर्भाग्य से उनकी पत्नी से कभी मेरी मुलाकात नहीं हुई, लेकिन कल्याण दास से मेरी मुलाकात बहुत, और मैं इमोशनली उनके साथ अटैच्ड था। उन्होंने कई सारे जर्नलिस्ट को यहाँ दिल्ली में खड़ा किया है उज्जवल जी। जब वो यहाँ आए तब उन्होंने दिल्ली में, देखिए आप सब नॉर्थ ईस्ट के आए हुए लोग हैं, आपको मालूम है कितना स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता है। आपके पास पैसे नहीं रहते, कई बार किराया देने के लिए पैसा नहीं रहता है, कई बार आपको खाने के लिए भी पैसा होगा इसकी गारंटी नहीं रहती है। ऐसे समय में संघर्ष करते करते खुद कल्याण दा बड़े हुए और लगभग 30 साल यहाँ पर रहे होंगे या 25 साल होंगे दिल्ली में। तो उन्होंने ऐसे जो नए नए जर्नलिस्ट आते थे उनके पीछे एक बड़े भाई की तरह खड़े रहने का काम किया। ये आप में से कई सारे लोग बताएंगे कि हमारे पीछे कल्याण दा का हाथ था। ऐसा एक मल्टी टैलेंटेड पर्सनैलिटी जिनका बहुत सारे गुण है, ऐसी पर्सनैलिटी को कोविड जैसे एक राक्षस ने उनको खा जाना, ये कितना बड़ा नुकसान है इस देश का। आसाम का तो नुकसान है, मैं तो कहूँगा ये पूरे देश का बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है, सिर्फ नॉर्थ ईस्ट का नहीं, ये पूरे देश का और जर्नलिस्ट फ्रेटर्निटी का बहुत बड़ा नुकसान है। जर्नलिस्ट कैसा होना चाहिए उसके लिए एक आदर्श व्यक्ति चला गया। तो पहली श्रद्धांजलि सभा में जब मैं वहाँ पर आया, जब मैं उस कार्यक्रम में आसाम भवन में बैठा था, तो मेरा दिल नहीं माना। मैंने कहा कि नहीं, ये नाम जिंदा रहना चाहिए, और इसलिए मैंने कहा नॉर्थ ईस्ट मीडिया फोरम जिनसे हमारी दोस्ती है, मैंने कहा कि आप ये अवार्ड शुरू करो। माय होम इंडिया आपके साथ खड़ा था, है और भविष्य में भी रहेगा, और ये सारा क्रेडिट जो है ना, ये 100% नॉर्थ ईस्ट मीडिया फोरम का है। माय होम इंडिया इसमें कुछ नहीं है, एक दोस्त की तरह सिर्फ हम उनके साथ में है। तो आप लोगों को भविष्य में भी आने वाले सारे संगठनों में माय होम इंडिया आपका साथ देगा, और ये अवार्ड और अच्छा बने और बड़ा बने। एक बड़ा दुर्भाग्य ऐसा है कि ये 11 दिसंबर का पार्लियामेंट के टाइम ये दिन आता है, तो मंत्रियों के लिए आना मुश्किल होता है, और कई सारे जर्नलिस्टों को भी पहुंचना मुश्किल रहता है, उनको कवर करना होता है पार्लियामेंट के अंदर। तो इसके ऊपर कुछ सॉल्यूशन निकालना चाहिए। पार्लियामेंट तो उसी के समय चलेगा, हमने थोड़ा सोचना चाहिए कि दिन महत्व का है या कार्यक्रम महत्व का है, दिन महत्व का है या कल्याण बरुआ लाखों लोगों तक जाना ज़्यादा महत्व का है। कितने दिन हम इस छोटे हॉल में करेंगे, कभी तो हम बड़े मौलनकर चालू होगा तब, या और बड़े सभागार में 1000 लोगों को बुलाकर कल्याण बरुआ को याद करेंगे। तो हमें दिन के बारे में सोचना पड़ेगा, इतना ही मेरा एक सुझाव है। कार्यक्रम करना चाहिए। आप लोगों ने सुंदर कार्यक्रम किया, इसलिए आयोजकों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थोड़ा लंबी बात बोल गया उज्जवल जी, जैसे आप जज है ना, वैसे मैं एक शिक्षक हूँ, तो 45 मिनट्स जब तक होते नहीं तब तक मैं बोलना बंद नहीं करता, लेकिन आपका इतना डर मुझे पहले से ही बता के रखा था कि आपको इतना बोलना है, ये बोलना है, नहीं बोलना है, तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा बोल गया, इसलिए क्षमा चाहता हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
I'd now like to call upon Sanjeev Barooah, who is the president of the Northeast Media Forum. I'd like to ask him to give us a speech on this occasion.
The chief guest to the Kalyan Barooah Memorial Awards, Honorable Justice Ujjwal Bhuiya Deo, Sunil Deodharji, and my dear friends and colleagues. I'll try to keep the speech as short as possible, of course. But no, I don't know if you got the news. News has just kind of filtered in that yesterday, 2 ethnic tribes in the northeast region fought a pitched battle in the jungles bordering Myanmar. And They were using a range of weapons, from sophisticated weapons like AK-47 to drones to machetes. And reports say that about 50 people have been killed, including women and children. Right? Wrong. I cooked it up. And I cooked it up because you'd believe in me because I'm a professional journalist. I stated it to catch your notice. That is the power that the media has. If we write or say something people believe, because too many false narratives have been spread in the recent past, where facts get a backseat. Falsehood prospers. As a result, journalism and its credibility has taken a backseat. It's taken a hit, sadly. But this is also a time which is a golden opportunity for professional journalists to put facts before anything else, to separate the rice from the chef. But then to report on the Northeast is a challenge that only journalists in the troubled ground zeros would understand. It's a real mess there. That is why I wanted to highlight the challenges of practicing journalism in the troubled Northeast. There are 8 states, including Sikkim. The terrain is as complex and as difficult as they come, surrounded by foreign countries for 98% of its border. It's only a 2% land border that connects the region to the mainland through the Siliguri corridor, or what we often call the chicken's neck. The plains in Assam are easy to traverse, if not for the plunder of the monsoonal floods that come every year, but the thick jungles of Nagaland, or crossing the gigantic mountains of Arunachal Pradesh, some with heights of more than 7,000 meters. The less said, the better. The geographical difficulties lead to communication problems. Telephone signals from Indian telecom companies get weaker and disappear as you proceed towards the borders. The internet makes a virtual disappearance. These are realistic challenges that I'm talking about. And there are more than 230 tribes and ethnicities speaking more than 160 languages and dialects in the Northeast. And every tribe or ethnicity has its own interests to protect, to preserve, and to propagate. Although on a different note, sadly, many dialects are dying by the day. There has been incessant insurgency, mainly in Nagaland, Assam, Manipur, Tripura, throughout the decades. Mizoram went through a lot in the past. Every state has suffered in some way or the other, and every word that you write is loaded with implications. I myself have got into trouble quite a few times. Even while reporting the plain facts, there are different narratives, and very compelling ones depending on from whose point of view one writes or reports. Then there is a danger of getting into the crosshairs. It is not just the insurgent groups, it may well be the security forces. In such situations, objectivity suffers and credibility erodes. The danger of taking sides, leading to partisan reportage, is a constant companion for journalists in the Northeast. I remember last year, having walked across the buffer zones in Manipur that marked geographical spaces for the two warring communities. Leave everything, even life inside a buffer zone is the stuff dreams can be written on. It's like living in the twilight zone, half day and half night. Then there are cultural differences. To understand the cultural nuances of each and every ethnic group will take several lifetimes. The media industry, except in just 1 or 2 cases, is practically absent in the region. There are not too many big media houses in the Northeast, and financial problems and troubles abound. Many have closed down across the states. Financial problems lead to problems of reportage, and resources are diverted to easy stories while the difficult ones remain a non-story, buried underneath for posterity and lost to the generations. Many stories remain untold and unspoken about. So much is written about the rush of politics and the volatilities of militancy in the region that stories of the ecological and environmental challenges that the region faces, which is immense, stays unreported. Global warming, rampant deforestation are realities here. Even for journalists from the mainland, the challenge begins in Delhi itself when you have to apply for and get an inner line permit for many states in the region. But despite these challenges, credible voices have emerged from the region. This year, 2 journalists from Mizoram were part of a BBC team that won an Emmy Award for a documentary on the civil war in Myanmar. This is not to speak of the so many veterans and still operating journalists who still report from the troubled region, relentless in their pursuit of truth. It is because of them that the lightness of truth still pervades the darkness of ignorance. The Kalyan Barooah Memorial Awards and its very institution is an apt tribute to these relentless warriors with the pen and the camera. Something that Kalyan Barooah and his wife Nilakshi, who worked with Times of India, they eternally believed in before losing their lives to the pandemic. Thank you all.
We are joined here by another of our guests. I'd like to call upon Manish Shukla, who is an executive member of the Northeast Media Forum, to felicitate Asinta Bora. Vinay Panditji of the My Home India is also facilitating him. A function to remember Kalyan Barooah will be incomplete without one of his friends or family recollecting to us how he was and who he was. I'd like to call upon Amal Goswami, one of his friends, who's also one of our awardees, to speak a few words on Kalyan Barooah. Please come on, sit.
Namaskar, respected distinguished on the dais and all of the audience present in the special occasion today. It is my matter of the great pride and pleasure for me that the day I am here. I would like to extend my gratitude to my two organizations, My Home India and Northeast Media Forum. कोयलंडा को मैंने मिला था 2007 पे, जब मैं गुवाहाटी से दिल्ली आया था, और 2007 से 2020 कोयलंडा मेरा गुरु था एक्चुअली। नेशनल मीडिया सेंटर में मैं बैठा था, कोयलंडा का शेयर के साइड में मेरा शेयर था, और मेरा शेयर से बाद में मानसदा का शेयर था। उस टाइम वहाँ पे जो लोग था, सब लोग बोला था कि ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट जोन है, ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट जोन का जर्नलिस्ट था। और उस टाइम पार्लियामेंट में मेरा जो पास मिला था, पहला बार कोयलंडा मुझे ले गया था पार्लियामेंट दिखाने के लिए। पहला बार एक्चुअली मीडिया पास से नहीं, एक ऑडियंस, इसके बाद उन्होंने मुझे ले गया था मीडिया पास देकर वहाँ पे। और 2017 से 2020 ये 7 साल मैंने पार्लियामेंट कवर किया कोयलंडा के साथ। और हर रोज़ वहाँ पे जब पार्लियामेंट सेशन होते हैं उस टाइम गया था। और कोयलंडा के साथ बहुत सारा मेमोरी है। बेसिकली वो हम लोग दिल्ली बेस्ड जर्नलिस्ट था, देश का अलग अलग शहर में कुछ प्रोग्राम होते हैं, तब हम लोग दोनों एक साथ बाहर गया था। एक छोटा सा इंसिडेंट है, एक बार हम लोग गया था चेन्नई, और साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट का एक प्रोग्राम था। हम लोग का एक 5 स्टार होटल में रुकने का व्यवस्था किया था। रात हम लोग न्यूज़ भेजकर खाना पीना खाकर सो गया था। सुबह मैंने देखा कोयलांडा बेड में नहीं है, वो एक बड़ा सा सोफ़ा है वहाँ पे है। मैंने पूछा था आप वहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने बोला इतना कंफर्टेबल है नींद नहीं आया इसलिए यहाँ पे मैं आ गया। ऐसे ही था कोयलांडा। बहुत सारा मेमोरी है। 2020 में मैं चला गया गुवाहाटी, मेरा थोड़ा पर्सनल मैटर के वजह से। उस टाइम भी मुझे उन्होंने बोला था अमल कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो तो मुझे बताना, हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में तो मैं बात करूँगी। लेकिन वो बात हुआ नहीं, वो चला गया कुछ दिन के बाद, नहीं 1 साल बाद। कोयलांडा मेमोरी मेरा पूरा दिमाग भरा हुआ है, अभी निकल नहीं पाया। तो ये बोलने के लिए मुझे मौका दिया, तो थैंक यू।
I'd like to call upon Utpal Varpujari, former president of the Northeast Media Forum, to give us a vote of thanks on the occasion.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Northeast Media Forum and My Home India, I thank every one of you for attending this special occasion. Today is, like Sunil Deodarji has said about the date, today is Kalyan's birthday. And that's why this date was fixed as the day when we will give out the award. But of course, we'll have to, like as Sunilji has suggested, we have to discuss on this because we need to make this program bigger and better. And I first of all thank the jury members for going through all the entries and selecting the very worthy winners. They gave a lot of time, and being in their own very busy schedules, they still coordinated amongst themselves. Shashwati is based in Aizawl, Restar in Delhi, and it was quite tough for them to discuss and coordinate and go through all the entries. So I thank them for their time. I thank all the audience members here who have gathered here to pay this special tribute to Kalyan on his birthday today. And I also remember fondly both Kalyan and Nilakshi, who we lost 4 years ago. And I thank the media friends here who are gathered here to to cover the event. As Justice Bhuya has said that media needs to do a lot of introspection and a lot of looking inward. I also think that today also we saw some glimpses of it. The media people also need to learn how to cover the event without covering the audience. So that also we should remember. And while one should not thank the organizers, I would like to thank My Home India especially. Though I speak on behalf of both Northeast Media Forum and My Home India, but I take this opportunity to thank My Home India and especially Sunil Deodarji for thinking of this tribute to Kalyan and keeping his legacy alive. I have never seen, I won't say I have never seen, but I have hardly seen anyone so emotionally involved with the Northeast as Sunil Deodarji. I have maybe come across 1 or 2 more persons, but I have known Sunilji since last almost 15 years, and the way he has been supporting youngsters, young people from Northeast is amazing. And it's not only in Delhi, it's throughout the country. I really thank My Home India and Sunilji for that. And I hope next year we'll have the program in a much bigger and better way. So thank you everybody, and I think there are refreshments outside. Everybody is invited to have a cup of tea, and thank you and good night.
Just a minute. I'd like to call upon all the awardees to take a photo.